Hey guys, what's up? It's Marte. So today I want to talk about your trial and how it is not just a trial, but so much more than that. I'm gonna get started today by just telling you a story. A lot of you know that I recently went to Greece this past summer. It was awesome. I packed everything in my suitcase. I was so ready to go. And then we went from San Francisco to Calgary, Canada on a flight. From Calgary, Canada to London. And in London, we had to switch airlines. So I checked my bag in San Francisco. I was gonna go all the way to London. And I was supposed to pick it up and then take it to the new airline and then fly to Greece. It was gonna be amazing. We booked it this way because it was gonna be half the price of just going straight to Greece. We were like, we're so smart, we done did it. And then I got to London and I was ready to pick up my bag and I'm standing there like a little kid waiting for their lollipop or their parent to show up. And it didn't come. Okay, like it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Pace around, pace around. You're gonna be fine, Marte. You're gonna be okay. And then it didn't come. So I had to go to like global baggage claim and all this craziness. And I'm like, okay, my next flight leaves in like 2 hours. I need to figure out what to do with this bag because it's coming to London. I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna be in Greece for the next 15 days. So I had that conversation and they were like, hey, we don't service Greece, but we will get you your bag. Like, you just go forth and may the light of the Lord shine on you. They didn't say that part, but like, that's what it felt like, a blessing. Like, go forth, we bless you. And I was like, so just like, like I didn't know what to do. My mind's racing. I'm in a new country and I'm going to another country that's new. And I'm like, I don't have anything, like not one thing but my passport and my wallet. And like a little thing of Kleenex. And I'm like, and thank God, a pair of underwear. Your mom says pack a pair of underwear in your carry-on. She's not lying, y'all. She is the truth. But literally that's all I had. I had my clothes and I was wearing like pajama looking stuff. So I was like, this is not gonna go well, Lord, if you don't intervene. So long story short, I get to Greece and we're there and it's like the vacation I've been dreaming about for like years. Like ever since I saw Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, I'm like, I need to go to Greece. And I think that was like 10 years ago. And so, yeah, this has always been a dream of mine. The Lord blessed me by like giving me what I need to go. And so I went and I'm here and I don't have my bags or my bag, my one little bag that was packed to the T. And I'm very particular as a person. So like everything I felt like I wanted to wear throughout Greece was in this bag, guys. All the hair products I knew I needed were in this bag. Like it's, you know, it's your bag. You guys know. My bag did not come for 4 days. And I was so, when I'm passionate, I'm passionate. I was so passionate and upset and like mad, all the feels. I would keep calling like maybe 2-3 times a day to the airline, like, hey, have you found my bag, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, like, honey, just go buy all the stuff you need. And I'm like, I did not bring money to buy a whole new wardrobe. I only brought money for food. You people are ruining my plans. Which when you follow God, you know, it's God's plans, not yours. So long story short, all that happened, my bag was lost for 4 days and then it finally came. They actually had sent it to Alaska. They didn't want me to find out, but I am not a dummy. I saw the tags, they said Alaska. Just so you know, and you know who you are. During those 4 days, the Lord had sent me to Greece. Like I had prayed about it. I had prayed for like him to intervene and like it to be a holy time, not just fun, but like this time of renewal where he would speak to me. And it was just that. But my trial came, and it might seem small now that I'm looking back, but while I was going through it, this suitcase thing was a big deal, y'all. I was like tempted to be just mad all the time. That's just not who Marte is. Like I'm a joyful person, but like that temptation was weighing on me just to like be mad and not have fun. And my friend was there, so I was like, maybe I should like not do that because that's gonna affect her. She was really a saving grace for me to not give into that. I look back on it and I asked the Lord when I was about to leave Greece, I'm like, why did I go through that trial? And the Lord was like, hey, remember how you prayed for a wardrobe? And I did pray for a wardrobe. I was like, God, I want a wardrobe and I don't really have the extra money to buy a new summer wardrobe. And I want a wardrobe because I'm from California, but I'm now living in the Midwest. Culture is just different. Like California, our summer clothes are like bathing suits. We're ready to go to the beach, you know what I mean? And the Midwest, it's not like that. So, because there's no beach. But I love it, we have a lot of pools, so that's cool with me. I just needed better clothes, more like coverage, you know what I mean? And so I was praying for that. And the Lord was like, I wanted to personally give you a wardrobe. And it's special because it's from Greece. You know how you're angry and then someone tells you something and it just like melts your heart and you can't be angry anymore? That did it for me. I was like, Lord, I just cannot with you. You're amazing. And I just want to be mad, but I can't because you're so awesome. And you're like tender and beautiful. And I just cannot be mad at you. So I say all that because if you clicked on this video, you might be going through a trial. You probably are, because that's the title, kind of like baits you in here. You're going through a trial. If you're going through a trial, I want to say that most often your trial is like a stair step for you to step up and for the Lord to usher you into something awesome and new and better your life. And why do I say that? Because when I was in Greece, I was actually reading Deuteronomy 8, and I have it right here on my phone. And this is basically the story of the Israelites going through the wilderness. And a lot of them were like, why do we leave Egypt, a place where we're actually getting fed, to like go to the desert where we're eating manna all the time? And I am done. I'm done with eating this food that comes from the sky. I'm just done. And so that was their attitude. And a lot of you might feel that way. I know I felt that way in Greece. I was like, if these people do not deliver my back, I'm about to combust in 2 seconds. And I felt that way like the whole time. I was like, nobody do anything bad to me because I might just freak out and go crazy. And so sometimes when we're going through trials, it feels like that. Why am I going through this? Like, this should not be happening. Or like, am I still in this? And I want to encourage you, because just like the Israelites and just like me in Greece, when I was like, why is it 4 days and not just like 1 or 2? Like, why is this dragging on? This is ridiculous. And though your trial is probably a lot longer than 4 days for a lot of you, the Israelites was not. It was a long time. It was 40 years. So that's that kind of puts everything into perspective. I'm like, my suitcase was nothing. Like, God bless the Israelites. One thing that I love about this story is that the Lord comes in Deuteronomy 8, and he talks about like being led in the wilderness. And I love it. Oh my gosh, I just love this. I'm just reading it right now as I'm talking to you guys on my phone, and I'm just like, this is such a good story. Read Deuteronomy 8 if you're going through a trial. It'll bless your heart. I want to pick up at Deuteronomy 8:3, and it talks about why the Lord allowed them to go through the wilderness and go through their trial. And so a lot of us, I'm saying this as like in faith, that a lot of us are going through our trials for the same reasons as this. And it says in verse 3, Deuteronomy 8:3, it says, and he humbled you, the Lord, and let you hunger and fed you with manna. So he let you go through your trial, basically, which you did not know, nor did your fathers know. Something that's new. You've never gone through a trial like that before. That he might make you know that man does not live by bread alone, but man lives by every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord. So let me explain. A lot of times God allows us to go through trials. I don't believe that God necessarily puts us through them, but he allows us to go through them so that we might know that he is still sovereign and leading our lives. And most often when we go through trials, it is the very thing that provokes us to cry out to the Lord and say, hey God, I need you. I am desperate. I cannot do this. A lot of us, we weren't really necessarily doing that before our trials, but when a trial comes, we're like, help, Dad, help. Like just like a little kid when they're like drowning in the pool, which just happened to me when I was little. Hopefully your kids are not drowning in pools, or kids you know, or you as a kid are not drowning in pools. But when I did like misstep or like fall off a swing or whatever, I was like, Dad! And my dad was always there to help me. And so same with us in our trials. Like he's like, I want you to cry out. I'm gonna skip ahead. Verse 7, it says, for the Lord your God is bringing you into a good land, a land of brooks and of water, of fountains and springs flowing out in the valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, of vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive trees and honey, a land in which you will eat bread without scarcity, in which you lack nothing, a land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills you can dig copper. So God was taking the Israelites through this trial so they might hearken their ears to him, know that he is God, be okay, and even joyfully submit under his leadership, so that they could go into the land of plenty and have that same heart that is under his leadership, willing to listen, so that they can navigate the plenty with righteousness and navigate the plenty with true honor and true knowledge. For example, my dad always says, I wanted to give you a Ferrari when you turned 16, but like, I know that you would have killed yourself if I would have given you that Ferrari. So oftentimes God allows a trial so that he can train us, hearken our ear, so that when we get to that next level, to where he really wants to take us, to that dream that he's planted in our hearts, we can steward it wisely. So when I started driving, I drove like a lower level sports car. But now I know when I drive like an upper level sports car, like a Ferrari, that'd be really awesome. I haven't done that yet. I know when I drive one, that I know that I won't be double clutching. My camera died, but I'm gonna keep going on my iPhone. I know how to drive this car. And so I wanna encourage you, if you're going through a trial right now, it is okay. It is okay. Do not give up on the Lord. Do not give up on trusting him. The temptation is going to be there. That is real life. But I want to say that he is doing more than you can see. And I love it. It says in Romans 8 as well, it says, you are enlarged in the waiting. That's the Message translation. But I love that translation so much because it talks about enlarging. Just like a pregnant woman is enlarged while she waits for the baby to grow within her. While you wait and walk through your trial with the Lord and you hearken your ear to his voice and you start listening and being more and more obedient and really becoming even more so one with him. Not that you weren't before, but you're becoming even more so. Keyword more so. You are being enlarged in your waiting. So I want to just say that. I love you guys so much. And I bless you in the midst of your trial. I say, do not give up. Run with passion. Run after the Lord and watch what he does in your life. You're going to have a testimony to speak about. And you know what? It might take years. I have some things that have been going on in my life for years. But I just want to say, the Lord is so faithful and you will have a story and you will have character to walk out of that thing knowing that you are better built because of it. Because at the end, it's not just about getting out of the trial. At the end, it's about knowing Jesus. It's about being hearkened to his voice. Because when he comes back, we want to be the ones that are ready. So I love you guys so much. Subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.